Hello everyone. Uh, got nothing to do today. Maybe car. The car is coming close to the previous all-time high. So 15-minute. Uh, there is a. I think this is halted 420 420 level. Could be a resistance. Actually, anywhere above it is. And now SPY is already at the all-time highs, just barely below it. The market is much stronger than I thought. Like IWM is also having strong follow through from the low. So by looking back, uh, after it pulled back into the 50 weekly EMA, mm, this one is a little bit too steep. The pullback. I won't consider this one. This one could be a similar one, but the depth of the pullback is not that much. Only 9%. Oh, I think it is similar. So we maybe got this one, this one, this one. I think this one looks more identical. Also pull back to the previous swing high. This one also pulls back to the previous swing high. Although this like a perfect inverse head and shoulder. But this pullback also, I think most of them are getting some decent bull runs after the pullback into the 50 EMA. Even back before the 2008, although the market moves slower back then, but still a pullback. If it can find support and reclaim the EMAs, there is a pretty decent trend after it. Hey Ivan, you're very welcome. So crypto is actually doing pretty good. It's still surfing the 4-hour 9 EMA. Now it's barely above the 9 weekly EMA. But I would love to see a faster move up, like a stronger one. Something like this or something like this. Like if they cannot get above the weekly, like change the weekly structure, we may have a higher probability to see a fade afterwards, like this, or this one, or this one, or this one. So I don't have a Discord. I only have a thread, like a discussion thread in Christian's Discord group. But one thing I don't like on cryptos is there's no altcoin leaders. So Bitcoin and Ethereum is kind of the strongest one. And for car, I really want to see a explosive volume candle before shorting it. Maybe we never get one, but it's okay to miss. I think I'm just going to wait for if there's any volume coming in. EMNR is pulling back. The crypto stocks are pulling back. I'm going to raise the stop to below this gap. MSTR also raising the stop below this gap. Galaxy is a bit stronger than let's see whether it can hold up or not. Do I use Tiger Brokers in Hong Kong? No. Yeah, YSS, no. I consider take this one into the main watch list, but yeah, but didn't. I remember back in like I think this candle 6th of April. You guys asked me a question on YSS. Should I sell some or sell all into strength? I remember I replied something like it's okay. It's definitely okay to sell some into strength, but I think it's a little bit better to wait, like to hold YSS a bit longer. And now it's up 30% since the pullback into the anchor fee from the IPO day. Looking great. I, I don't know. I just don't want to uh, enter a name when the market is pretty extended. All-time high for SPY, I think. Can we get a little bit of a push up above 420? So it looks like the leaders are pulling back today, and I think the laggards are catching up. And this is good, very good sign for the market. So wish there would be a broader participation. Just apart from the original leaders, I also want the laggards are going up too. This is a healthy sign of an improving market. So quantum names are really strong. Now it's about the 50 EMA. Hopefully it can flag a little bit. I also consider Moderna today. Now the weekly is looking pretty decent. I think this is a inside weekly bar, and now it's a pulls back to the 9 EMA. Today is breaking out, but this is not. I don't know. I don't trade biotechs. I'm not tracking them. Yeah, they are pretty strong. Hopefully the market can go sideways, like to allow the leaders to build some consolidation, to consolidate a bit for a few days. But from my experience, generally after a straight up move like that, you need maybe a week or two to wait for a better pivot points, or at least let the EMAs catching up. Do I have a rule for the max number? I don't. Come on, Trump, do something funny so we can get some dip or sideways. We may also get a gap down back to 590 area if Trump do something funny. Oh, it's up almost 400% from the low. It was up on this day 200% on the same day. When you were building your account, let's say from 50K to 1 million, to trade with the same 1% risk size. Back in 2020 or 2021, I'm still trading a $3,000 account. I was using a larger risk, probably maybe 1% or 2%. Yeah, probably. But then I think in late 2022 or 2023, I added a few $1,000s into my into the accounts, and then I gradually reduced to 0.5%. I believe it also like correlates with my trading style too. Like I also will have some shift in my trading style. I I traded, like my number of trades increased. I take more setups. I trade different entry strategies. So maybe the variance is a little bit higher when you. I don't know whether I can like explain it in this way, but when you got a higher number of trades, then you don't need a super large position to move your account, and it's also like it helps you to reduce the gap down risk. And I think one of the major reasons is also like trying to tighten my stops. But back then I'm using maybe 7% stop, 5% stops. But when I gradually tighten my stops, then I can build a 25% position with a 0.5% risk rather than a 2% risk. Yeah, last year I made around 1,100 trades. So it's around 100 trades month last year. Bought SKYT yesterday. Oh, it works pretty well. Yeah, one thing I believe making this or a opening range breakouts work that well is it is gapping just like at the previous swing high or like slightly below or above it. Like it is not down here in maybe mid 29s. It is high 29s, but still I think, yeah, I believe you can manage to risk pretty tight yesterday, even if it stops you out. And this flag is beautiful. Lunar today could be a pullback buy actually. We are start looking at speculative stocks now. Yeah, but I think I will only focus on the really liquid ones. Maybe at least $300 million volume. But something like this red wire, it is also yeah, I love this kind of a long base, and I would also prefer trading the one with a higher price. So plug it is only trading at below $3. This is you will need to pay a higher commission for it, and the spread it will be also higher. So I don't like trading the low price stock. And from my experience, like this kind of speculative names are working the best like in a late stage of a bull run. So the best examples is I think it's RGTI or QUBT. I can't quite remember it. Yeah, I think back in the late December 2024, it is one of the last stocks to make a move before the chop. So actually, after Qs Q topped on mid December 2024 and then enters a 2-month chop period before the correction. But still, I'll keep an eye on the speculative names as the market is getting stronger and stronger. How will I trade SITU on April 10th? I think I won't catch this one. This one opens below the EMAs. I think it's slightly above the 9 EMA on the lower time frame. And hourly EMAs are. This one is still below it. I will enter it on Monday on this pullback into the hourly 21. Actually, the daily 9 EMA. Probably also the anchor VWAP from this swing high. Yeah, something here. This is a little bit too aggressive. It's not the best entry point to me. Yeah, I love the drone sector. Drone sector is showing immense strength. I know YSS is one of them, right? Spacecraft. I know Rocket Lab is breaking out yesterday. Now it's forming a pretty decent range below the anchor VWAP. But I think they taking consideration of the extension of the general market extension. Probably it will pull back to the 50 EMA following the market. I think it has a higher odds of another pullback before the breakout or breakdown. I don't know. ASTS is quite ugly, but this is not a drone stock. The car is still going higher with a similar slope. It's not that. It's like a 50-degree and go up. I wanted to go a little bit stretched. Yeah, I agree. CCJ is looking tight. Looks like today it is breaking out. Should have traded car. Hourly charts. Actually, I think I got stopped out somewhere like here. Actually, maybe if you long this thing when I started shorting it, just do the opposite. Just do the opposite thing of me, and then you can make 50% in just 5 days. What looks like this is the flush. How come I keep watching car on a 5-minute candle, and then I adjust, scrolling the chart to the left a bit, and then it dropped for 5%. Is this thing halted? Great timing, great timing. What can I say? I think this is the only trade that I could take. It's gone. It's gone. Yeah, I'm actually wondering if this is this pull back into the 50 EMA or the hourly chart is viable. Like if the market is pulling back today, then maybe it is better. But yeah, I don't think so. Will I consider pullback buy on my current holdings? Yes, but I don't know. Maybe I want them to go a little bit higher first. Let's say like maybe AAOI goes to 200 first before my second bite or the net on it. I'm also still not getting used to adding on a position, and I think sometimes I will mess the things up, and I maybe if I got stopped out from my ad, and then I may like take like I'm also sell my remaining like the first half of my position earlier. Like I'm not gonna wait for it to hit my stop. Like it will be easier for me to not following my plans or being indisciplined. Yeah, looks like the core is crashing today. Will I cut the position early like Christian? If there are a bunch of other opportunities forming up, I actually did. I believe like last year I think I did. 2024 I definitely did quite a lot. But after that, when I start looking back, I think it's better to like hold my original winners than selling them and catch the other ones. So I'll try to hold my I'll try not to let the new ideas to influence my opinions or decisions of the existing positions. Ooh, that's some volume on the hourly chart finally. 15 minutes also pretty huge, but this is a red candle. Let's see, are there any pullback to the 380 area, the entropy web? This would be nice. I think circle could be setting up pretty decently, slightly below the entropy web. Also below the 150 EMA. How about the IPO day entropy web? Still above it. I'll make a YouTube video explaining my strategy. I think I don't have the knowledge yet. I need to get better prepared. Yeah, another thing is like when you when you when you when you hear other traders are sharing their opinion or their take on the market or any stocks or their strategies, always always judge, like judging first. Don't 100% believe like others' opinions, because opinions are opinions. Well, not even the pullback to the Henkel VWAP. And now it's losing the 9 EMA on the 1 minute chart. Quantums are so strong. Yeah, quantums is, ooh. Quantums are so bad. Yeah, yesterday, I think after the open, there's a pullback to the previous high. 1 minute candle, 9, not even 9, not even to the 9 EMA. The 1 minute breakout is if you bought the 1 minute breakout, this is pretty good entry. The Oklo is also above the 50 EMA. TEM would like to see a few days of consolidation on these names. I just buy the normal shares. Hey Martin, love your work. Thank you. I just had a question on how do you decide on handful of stocks to trade when there are a lot of stocks breaking out. Generally, I would prefer trading the one versus the it's in the hottest sector. So I think the charts are not the most important factor to me. For now, I think these sectors are playing a more important role. So if two identical charts, one is in the hot sector, one isn't, definitely I would choose the one in the hot sector. Sometimes, I think I would even prefer a worse chart, but in a better sector. And then I would look at the ADR. I would prefer the faster moving stocks. Like Chris always prefer the fastest moving stocks. He always emphasize on that. And then I think the third one, I would prefer the one with higher liquidity. So which one has a higher dollar volume? I would prefer the one with they're more liquid. Do I stay away from longs until the market pulls back a bit and the EMAs are catching up? Yes. I always prefer that, like buying near the support levels, mostly the EMAs. Sometimes the Anchor VWAP or the gap or the previous highs or lows. But right now I'm really leaning back. I think I have built a pretty decent portfolio. Entered like some of the really good names. I don't want it to like I'm now having a really good you can say inclusions on my both financial and mental capital, because most of the names are doing quite well, and I haven't made a losing trade for a few days. I think since I think the last losing trade is actually car. Like I shorted car on last Wednesday. Yeah, last Wednesday. So I'm now trying to like preserve my especially mental capital. I don't want to overtrade and then I lose the mental capital that I built for several weeks, which could dramatically worsen my decision making if the market really like does pull back to the in the coming weeks or days. I still remember SNDK back in early January that I have just suffered from a 26% drawdown, and then I missed this one. This really clean breakout. So actually, if I did 0 trades during December, not only I can avoid a huge drawdown, that probably I can also I can get ready and take the opportunities in the future, like SNDK this one, and make a to 100% move. Yeah, mental capital is the key. Oh, Marvel is going to the high 130s. Yeah, really wanted to sell some into strength. I think it's a bit better to wait a bit longer, isn't it? I think 10% is not. It's just. I think I can handle the pullback. Yeah, I think I'm just going to hold this thing. And VTS is breaking out, and I have a feeling that this one could just keep surfing the 9 EMA higher, not coming back. I don't consider I don't consider volume when I'm buying breakouts. And something like, I think Richard Moglen has retweeted a tweet or today that is someone is writing a post that is the indices are going up with a lower volume, and I think his ideas is he believes that when the stock goes up with a lower volume, that means sketchy, that means dangerous, that could leads to a that could mean a fake breakout or something like that, or the uptrend is not sustainable. I completely disagree. That sometimes you just need to validate the answer by yourself. Like, just go back and see the previous uptrend and see whether, like, this bounce is at a low volume, which compared to the definitely the previous days are volatile, definitely have a higher volume. But let's say you compare to the downtrend 2 months ago, it still has a lower volume during the way up. Now the one maybe here, like these few days, are just having a, compared to the pullback, the bounce definitely has a lower volume, but it leads to another 15% move. And that tweet has a 2K likes. I don't know. Marvel trade. So if I explain this in just one sentence, that is the pullback in the 9 EMA. Pullback to the 9 EMA. Simple as that. But if you want, like, and I think there are also several reasons behind that. The first one is, I think that my general view on the market is going to find a bottom, if not a short-term bottom, right? Coming into this week. Like, I think I posted a tweet on this weekend before 30th of March that I think the market is going to find a bounce somewhere below the NK VWAP COVID low, or here. I think maybe here, 20th. Not sure. So I think coming into this Monday, I'm looking for longs instead of shorts, definitely, because it is so extended to the downside. And IWM is pulling back into the 50 EMA on the weekly chart. And I also got Dell on this before the pullback, before the general market corrections, and it works pretty well. And oil, and I think oil, this one probably marks the top of this move, and then I just keep finding the turning point. Like, when could it reverse? I think the major reason is like a general view on the market, and then the second one, why Marvel is first one is the relative strength after this earnings, so it keeps building higher lows while the market is going down. The second, I love this weekly structure. So this one has a breakout, and pulls back and riding the weekly 9 EMA, something like a VCP. And then coming into this week, this has been a shakeout. If you can see on the weekly chart, if you can imagine it, Monday it's a huge red day, and then another day gaps up near the high of the previous candle. So the weekly chart is something like it has a long wick pulling back into the 21 EMA. That is very bullish to me. So then I bought the pullback into the 9 EMA. And also, I love the liquidity. Like this one is pretty liquid, trading above $1 billion volume every day. Yeah, the weekly chart. I love a big base. Napier is also a 6-month long base. I think Chris also loves buying a breakout from a long base instead of a shorter one, and I totally agree with it. I think a breakout from a long base is the most powerful one generally. And like Nepier's, this weekly candle is so bullish that I just couldn't resist taking that. Oh, we are getting the pullback. Car is bouncing into the anchor VWAP. Let's see. Yeah, I think I cannot short this one. I ran out of buying power, unfortunately. I think the margin requirement on this one is I don't know why, but unfortunately I cannot place my order. Maybe that's actually good news. Yeah, because I would probably, if I can get my entry on this candle, and I will get stopped out right now. So yeah, nothing happens, and that's pretty good. Just not placing any trades. So I'm starting to build some positive loop on sitting out. Maybe that will be another car is building a flag here, and then setting up another breakout to the 1000 mark. Nothing is impossible. I think here is also a pretty decent level to watch. Like shorting on at this candle also makes sense to me. The stop is tight enough, so I think the market don't want me to trade, and I will happily take that gratefully. So yeah, thank you guys for coming, and that's it for today. See you in the next one.